Hello, outdoor boy. Alan Pounder. Hi. So let's see if there's more people to join. Hello, Thomas. Hope you're fine. Hi. Hej Camilla. Du har också blivit bushcrafter nu. Sitter Svensson och tittar också. Okay, I guess it will be some more people joining after the time. So hunting 786 as well. So I think we start by explaining the background of this, let's say, DIY project that I made. All bushcrafters that I know, all the camping guys and girls and everybody that spend time outdoors has a lot of gear. I mean, we spend, at least I spend, hours of packing. I can plan for days when I'm going on a trip, and there's no people like bushcraft people that has so many pouches. If you got a knife, it should go in a pouch. You have a torch, pan lamp, your cooking gear, everything goes into a pouch, and then you put it in your backpack, and everything is neatly put in the backpack. And when you come out to your site and put up your camp, it's like somebody had thrown a hand grenade into the backpack. It's gear all over the place. And even if you try to keep it in your backpack, it's like, okay, you take out your cooking gear and only want the pan. You stuff it back in the backpack, and then you should rip it out again. And I always find myself looking for my gear. So I decided to do something about it. And these two simple things, I've seen people done it before, so it's not my own invention, but a way of doing it. The first thing I have posted before, and that's for day trips. When hiking on day trips, it's a backpack hanger and also gear hanger. Hey Emma. And it's simply a carabiner in the end of a paracord with knots tied every 10 centimeters or 2.5 inches, I guess. Something like that. And I mean, most of you understand how to do this, but I will do a quick review anyway. So for this one, the only tools you will need: a knife, a lighter, and the material, paracord. You can use any kind of string you want, but paracord, it's quite good for this. And you need a carabiner. This one you can buy in Sweden really cheap from a company called Biltema. You don't need to buy, let's say, high quality, because you don't put any pressure on it at all. But the only thing you do, you cut in this time I've used 3 meters, and you fold it in half, so you got 1.5 meters of double string. You put the carabiner in the middle of that, and then you only do regular overhand knot every 10 centimeters. One knot there, 10 centimeters. Like that. That's not 10 centimeters, but... And you continue to do that. The same procedure until you have something that looks like this. And here in Sweden, 1.5 meters is quite good for most places. I mean, that's if you take that divided by pi, then you can have the circumference of a tree that's approximately 0.5 meter in diameter, and that's good enough for Sweden as well if you are not in a very old forest. So what I do, here's my tree. You put this around the tree, whatever dimension, you will always find some of this knot in the right position. So I take this one and just pull it through, and here I hang my backpack. So you always have a backpack hanger. And the good thing now is that you have nuts and spaces all around the tree. So if you want to hang, let's say, your jacket or your shirt or whatever, say that this is the hanger of the shirt, you just stick it on the inside. You take a twig from the stove, from the forest, put it inside, and there you can hang your jacket all the way around the tree. And this one doesn't take any space at all. I always have this in my left pocket on my cargo pants, and it fits inside your hand. Really useful. And if you are in some kind of emergency or whatever, you can undo these knots and you have 3 meters of paracord. Always useful. So when it comes then to a multi-day trip, I have done almost the same thing. You need exactly the same kind of material, but you will need at least, I use 10 of these, 11 actually, and you need paracord. And one of these cords will be, let's say, like a ridge line, and if I do this again, I will use another line. I will use something like Dyneema or something that doesn't stretch. Even if this paracord is really, really tough, it still stretch. So if you put it behind 2 trees like this and you put pressure on it, it will bow like this. How hard you even pull it, it will still give some slack. But if you use Dyneema, for example, it's like steel wire almost. It will not stretch at all. So what you do, you take whatever length you want, but I say that 6 meters would be good. At the end of that one, you just tie on a regular carabiner again. I use the bowline knot. In Sweden it's called pålstek. I don't gonna show you how to do that, but that's a really good knot because you can pull as hard as you can on this one and you can always untie it. So this is the only thing you do with the ridge line. One carabiner in one end and then just the cord itself. The thing is with this line, you take it around the tree and you hook it on itself like this. And you take the other way around the tree and tighten it so you have a straight ridge line. And on this we're going to put some smaller pieces on. Then you take a piece of paracord. This one is 40 centimeters approximately, and you just burn the ends. On all paracord you need to burn the ends, otherwise you can pull the outer shell off. And you make an overhand knot just to make it a continuous loop like this one, and you make as many of these as you want to have hangers. So on this one you take the carabiners and put one carabiner on each loop. So you have at least 10 of these. And this one you use as a Prusik knot. You have the ridge line this is now the ridge line that you have set between two trees. You pull it once, like that, and one more time. This is called a Prusik knot, and the good thing with this one is that it tightens itself. This one you can Google easily. Just Google Prusik knots. It's Prusik knot, and you will see how to do it. And the good thing is that it doesn't go that way, as long as you hold, but you can slide it like this. So you put all these on your ridge line, and then I'm going to show you here. Hopefully you can see it. Fortunately enough, I have 2 trees in my man cave. So here I have the ridge line, and I have all of these carabiners here. So when you're at camp, you put your axe, for example. Next one, you put your gloves. You put your jacket. You can put your sleeping bag, whatever. You have everything on the same place at all times. You never need to look for anything. You know that all your gear are between those 2 trees. And you can move this around as you want. I'll take one more item here, your cooking gear. And then, of course, if it starts to rain, everything will be wet. But I think that most of you, at least the guys that are out often, uses a poncho, military poncho. You can buy this for like 15 euros, 150 crowns on Wish, for example. It's like, yeah, everybody knows what a poncho is, but this is really useful for this one. You got the hood here, and you got this snap bottom. You rip it apart. You cover your items with this one. And then you click these together again. And then you got absolute rainproof. Everything's underneath. But the best thing to do is to tie these ends out like you have wooden done if it's a shelter. You stake this out on this side and also on the back side, so you got the V-shaped tent over. You have all your gears, but underneath this you can also store your backpack. You can have dry woods, you can have everything that you want not to be wet. So easy things, doesn't take much space, and you have everything organized, everything at the same place. And I think that's really important when you're out, because I always find myself looking for something. Where is my headlamp? Where is my axe? Where is my knife? Whatever. So easy to do, cheap, and real functional items. So that's actually it. Not much to say about that. Find the gear, do it yourself. It's a satisfaction. So thank you for watching. I wish you all a pleasant Friday. Have a nice time. Bye bye. Har det gått